Can I get a kid's meal?
I don't see no kids.
The happiest part of a Happy Meal is supposed to be the toy, but sometimes Mickey D's misses the mark. So let's check out the top 15 saddest McDonald's Happy Meal toys ever. Ronald McDonald Sunnies.
I hope your day's fantabulous with smiles at least this big.
The Ronald McDonald sunglasses were yellow-rimmed on the bottom with a horrifying Ronald McDonald poking out at the top. Ronald's expression is animated, as a clown's tends to be, except his red mouth looks more like it's oozing with some sort of a red sauce than strategically placed red makeup.
Makes me cry.
Ronald's arms extend across the top of the glasses with an expression that says, "Hey, I'm coming for ya." And the concern is that's exactly what he will do. This toy was a sad moment for McDonald's marketing team, but more so a terrifying moment for Happy Meal eaters everywhere. McGendered Spider-Man toys.
Superheroes gotta do what a superhero's gotta do.
Whoa, Spider-Man!
You see, in 2014, for the release of The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Mickey D's made a promise that they could not keep. They said they would release unisex toys, but then when the toys were actually unveiled, they were clearly intended for separate sexes. The Clearly for Boys set had a Spider-Man action figure, a tin of trading cards, a Spider-Man-themed car, and the list goes on. Meanwhile, the female version of the toys were pink and purple versus the male color palette of blue and red, and included a Spidey-themed purse, headbands, heart-filled stickers, and bracelets too.
Have a nice day. Thanks.
This fail was a sad attempt on McDonald's part to be inclusive, but instead they just drew the same lines between the genders that have existed for centuries. E.T. Oh no.
I'll be right here.
While E.T. was busy phoning home, McDonald's was busy coming up with ways to capitalize on the famous fictional alien's box office success. McDonald's decided to make a small poster as a Happy Meal toy. Couldn't McD's have done better than a small poster for the wall? This is an Academy Award-winning alien you're dealing with. There were 4 different versions of the E.T. poster, all displaying different scenes with the title character. So while kids were a little miffed about receiving a poster over an actual toy in their Happy Meals, they were even more PO'd over the fact that the quality of the posters weren't even good. Not only that, but it gets worse. The posters were wrinkled due to being seriously folded, and just like your food, they were greasy from being in the Happy Meal box. Sounds like a fail of epic proportions, if you ask us. Hello Kitty whistle.
Hey, zip it, Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty is an icon in her own right. The animated character's 40th anniversary rolled out in 2014. And you know what the Golden Arches were thinking? Hello, Golden Opportunity.
So? Super cute!
Mickey D's then went about adding Hello Kitty figurines with their Happy Meals. But these were no ordinary figurines. No, these had a whistle inside. Except within the whistle inside were apparently even tinier parts that proved in 2 instances to be a choking hazard. Well, luckily, the parents of the 2 children who had choked on the Mickey D's toy complained, and McDonald's listened expeditiously. They recalled 2.3 million of the toys instantly. McDonald's HQ doesn't mess around when it comes to their customers' safety and well-being. The American Idol Sorta MP3 player.
Fishy, fishy.
Fish mixed bites are succulent and breaded to perfection.
MP3 players used to be all the rage, especially in the early 2000s. And what else was all the rage during that time? Why, American Idol. Well, as always, McDonald's saw an opportunity to piggyback on that success. American Idol was peaking in ratings around 2007, while simultaneously so were MP3 players. So McDonald's decided that logically, a Happy Meal toy that incorporated both of these things was a surefire path to Happy Meal success.
What the bloody hell was that?
Well, it was a surefire way to annoy parents nationwide, that's for sure. The toy only played one song, and it wasn't Fantasia or Kelly Clarkson singing a cover song. No, it was the interlude music played between commercials on American Idol. So if it wasn't the kids who were left unhappy upon finding this toy inside their Happy Meal, it was the poor parents who were subjected to a form of audio torture if the child liked the toy. Be like Mike.
Stop it. Get some help.
Back in Michael Jordan's prime, everybody wanted to be like Mike. And McDonald's knew this all too well. And so Mickey D's decided to put out some Michael Jordan-themed sports toys. In the early 1990s, at the peak of number 23's popularity and the fitness trend sweeping the nation, McDonald's thought that releasing MJ-themed sports toys would encourage kids to be more active and play outdoors. However, it would appear that the Golden Arches was wrong. There were 8 different toys that you could find in this set, except only the Frisbee and stopwatch actually came with Michael Jordan's face on them.
Who's Michael Jordan?
The rest, a basketball, inflatable soccer ball, football, baseball, jump rope, and water bottle, all looked like they could have been from anywhere. It also didn't help that most of these items weren't exactly the most functional. So on top of being off-brand, the toys weren't even fun to play with. All in all, a sad affair. Literally 101 Dalmatians.
The puppies, darling.
1996 saw the release of the live-action version of 101 Dalmatians, and with it came literally 101 Dalmatians from McDonald's. The Happy Meal toys perfectly fit the film in that the fast food chain created 101 different adorable doggy figurines to be found in Happy Meal boxes, except there was one major flaw with this design: acquiring a full set?
I am not a Happy Meal right now.
You see, many people like to try and get the whole set of Happy Meal toys, but acquiring all 101 of these bad boys is kind of like trying to find 101 needles in a haystack. Turns out, though, some people actually managed to collect all 101. And so, if you thought this Happy Meal toy was more of a win than a fail, you can now potentially purchase all of Cruella de Vil's nemesis for hundreds of dollars online. One of the rarest Happy Meal toy collections in existence. Foul-mouthed Minions. When the Minions hit the scene in 2010 with the release of Despicable Me, it seems as though the whole world fell in love with the cute little yellow creatures. And then, 5 years later, with the release of the Minions film, McDonald's decided to give their customers a piece of these cute little fellas to take home. Behold the Minions toys, courtesy of your Happy Meal. These minions spoke 3 choice phrases, including ha 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 and and paralabuke. Except some parents began to report that these minions were not solely speaking the 3 phrases, but rather some pretty colorful ones as well. In fact, some parents recall hearing specific expletives repeated by the toys for everyone to hear, including the children. The parents complained to McDonald's, who didn't find any issue with the Minions toys, and told the parents that they had, in fact, heard wrong. Brushing your teeth with Ronald.
Will somebody get the kid a Happy Meal?
In the 1980s, Mickey D's decided they would take oral health care under their Golden Arches and dispense toothbrushes with toothpaste to children in their Happy Meals. So unless your kid was a future dentist or orthodontist in the making, the chances are that little Mikey or Melissa might not have been too keen on receiving a toothbrush with toothpaste as a toy. Even if Ronald McDonald's confusingly smiling face was on some of the brushes. Still, this idea was outdated before it was even released. The funny thing is, McDonald's did this multiple times throughout the 80s. Sheesh, if the disappointed looks on children's faces wasn't enough the first time around, what made them keep doing it? One has to wonder. Halloween Pail.
A Happy Meal toy reminds people of a sweeter time, a simpler time.
Halloween is a great opportunity for creating a holiday special. Children love Halloween. For a kid, it's one of the most celebrated days of the year, and we don't blame them. So explain to us how McDonald's got this one so wrong. In an effort to think outside the box, literally, McDonald's went so far that they forgot the original intention of the whole Happy Meal thing and forgot the very object that makes kids so happy, the toy. Instead, Mickey D's offered kids a Halloween-themed pail decorated with witches, carved pumpkins, and ghosts to enjoy. The pails acted in the place of the traditional smiling red Happy Meal boxes, which usually contains the food and the toy.
What?
That kind of lunch bag letdown has gotta hit hard when you receive a Happy Meal only to have it be missing all of the happy. Step-its.
I got your Happy Meal.
So picture a Fitbit, but for your kid? Fitbits are these wristbands that tell you everything from the number of steps you take in a day to your heart rate. It's an adult technology meant for keeping track of fitness goals. Well, kids do not really have a need for this kind of device, especially when they are indulging in a meal at a fast food restaurant. But that didn't stop McDonald's from throwing a step counter called a Step-It into Happy Meals in 2016. The product, however, was recalled after 70 people reported that the device burnt and blistered their skin.
You burned all the food, the shape, the rum.
Ouch! 29 million of these were recalled, and those who had received the defective toy were able to trade it in for something else entirely. This one seems like it was a pretty bad idea from just about the first step. Worthless mini Beanie Babies.
I can treat myself to a Happy Meal.
Beanie Babies caused such a frenzy as collectibles in the 1990s, so you know McDonald's had to get in on the action. Introducing teeny Beanie Babies. Between 1997 and 2000, McDonald's is said to have dispensed over 100 million of these miniature stuffed toys. Despite the fact that people would literally fight over these toys at McDonald's locations when they were hot.
Like the sauce? It's spicy!
Nowadays, these miniature versions of the collectibles are said to be worth practically nothing. The thing about Beanie Babies is that some rare ones are worth tons of money today, while those like the mini ones sold at McDonald's were devalued because of the sheer number of people acquiring them back in the day. So if you held on to your teeny Beanie Babies all of these years, you can loosen your grip. They may be cute, but they're unfortunately pretty much worthless. Camp McDonaldland.
Can I get a hamburger?
Every now and then, McDonald's tries to get kids active and outdoors. It may appear to be against brand marketing, but it is still something the Golden Arches likes to do. And so, in that same spirit, in 1989, Mickey D's released camping-themed toys with McDonaldland characters decorating all of the camping gear.
Nice day, isn't it? The McDonald's Happy Meal, guys. What are you doing?
This gear came in your Happy Meal, and they were pretty cheaply made, so you got pretty much nowhere with them. The toys were supposed to prepare the kids to embark upon a journey to the fictional McDonaldland. The camping toys included utensils, a collapsible cup, a mess kit, and a canteen as well. Since none of these toys actually worked due to the poor level of quality, these Camp McDonaldland toys were definitely one of the saddest McDonald Happy Meal toys ever. The Mighty Ducks Man.
This is sad news indeed for Duck fans.
It's the Mighty Ducks Man. Well, if the sight of the Mighty Ducks Man doesn't bring you as much happiness as, say, a superhero action figure, you're totally not alone. The successful 1992 film The Mighty Ducks was all about hockey, and Mickey D's decided to release Mighty Ducks pucks in Happy Meals to accompany that success. Except the thing is, unless a child plays hockey, what were they going to do with a puck? And even then, if they were to play real hockey with these poorly made pucks, the ducks on the top of the puck would go soaring into the abyss, while the actual puck would do its thing. In the end, a hockey puck without a duck is just a puck.
Let's have some fun!
And if you're not playing hockey with it, then what are you going to do? Look at it? A fail for all. The McWrist Wallet.
$10 per person, price of a Happy Meal.
This one was highly confusing, but we'll do our best to explain, as it was one of the OG Happy Meal toys from back in the late 1970s. The McWrist Wallet resembled a wristwatch, except in the place of a clock, it had a tiny compartment for either a secret note, crumpled up really tiny, or possibly a quarter, dime, nickel, or a penny, but probably not all at the same time. Ronald McDonald's face was also on the outside of these confusing, non-time-telling watches that did absolutely nothing. So all in all, a sad, sad state of Happy Meal affairs.
You got you one of those Happy Meals? You got a Happy Meal?
We have zero idea what McDonald's was thinking with this one. The only excuse is that they were fairly new to the whole toy game. Check out more great videos. Just tap or click, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell.